Hello everybody. Let's get away from my camera to there we are. How are we all doing? What is going on, yo? How are we all doing? Hopefully we're doing good. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Hopefully you're all doing fantastic. How are we all? What's good, Rick? How are we doing, yo? What's good? How we doing? What's good? It's good, Cape. It's good, Mike. It's good, Blue Wolf. It's good, Caesar. Sam, what's good? Sinkhole Studios, what's good? How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? Hopefully audio is all good. I'm just gonna adjust my microphone a little bit. There we go. Oh, that popped down. How are y'all doing, yo? It's really sunny outside, and basically my office gets like no sunlight, so I kind of have to, you know, kind of let some sun in at some point, you know. Today's gonna be a fun stream. That's alright. Let's turn off the music now. Today's gonna be fun, because we are gonna be doing. Basically, there's a new series that has just come out. It's called the Glendale Archives. I'm pretty sure. Hopefully, I'm saying that right. But basically, it's like a series, like a found footage series, right? Where this person has managed to like make this series and like make an area and like city without any humans in there, like without anything. You know what I mean? Like it does the it basically does something where it's basically a liminal space, kind of where this person like the last person left on Earth, and it's like his experience. And I think Film Theory has just recently done a video on it, and I was like, hey, we may as well check it out. If it might be actually pretty decent, but I've heard good things. And I'm very excited. That's what we're going to start off today's stream with. We're going to be watching the majority of the series. I think it's around an hour and 20 minutes long for the whole series. Well, up to this day anyway. I think it's still being continued. So it's like a still work in progress, of course. But that's the whole plan. And then eventually we're going to get into some horror games. So I have one Backrooms game called The Complex, which I remember I played at some point, but I never finished, and I want to get back into that. I'm on a real liminal space vibe at the moment. And then if there's any suggestions for any other games to play that are hopefully free, because your boy is broke right now, please do let me know, of course. But I'm going to pull up the chat on my laptop, because I have to do the chat in some way, right? I have to monitor the chat in one way or another. And right now, my monitors are not set up perfectly, so I have to use only the one monitor. So I need to, do that. Would you believe me if I told you that an Iron Man analog horror exists? Of course. Of course. Everything has an analog horror nowadays. I wouldn't be surprised if there is as simple as, I don't know, I don't know, like a little Einstein's analog horror probably exists. I don't know. I would imagine that probably exists. No, I'm not playing Repo. I uninstalled that. Alright. So I'm going to monitor the chat, hopefully, on here. Give me 2 seconds. I need to pull up my Twitch and my YouTube. Because your boy cannot do both. I don't have the brain capacity, honestly. But yeah, welcome in both who are on Twitch and YouTube. I really appreciate everyone who is here. It really means the world. So thank you all so much for being here. I hope you're going to enjoy the stream. And I hope you all sit back and relax. And enjoy some horrorness, I suppose. Check the game suggestions. I found the greatest FNAF game ever made. Okay, I'll check that out. It is an AI-generated Simpson analog horror, maybe the worst thing ever. I mean, it's AI. What to expect? Yo, Pepsi, really nice. I've been okay. Honestly, I've been a bit iffy. I'll be so honest. It's been a little bit here and there for me right now. But hey, we're doing okay. We're getting there. We're gonna be fine. Hello, Chica the Chicken. Hello. Legit absolutely everything has an analog horror. I'd say there's a Pokemon analog horror somewhere. I wouldn't surprise me at all. It would not surprise me whatsoever if there was a Pokemon analog horror. Alright, so let me just pull up the I think is it the Glendale tapes, I think it's called? The Glendale Archive. The Glendale Archives, there we go. And Bonnie the Bunny's here as well. Yo, Chica the Chicken and Bonnie the Bunny. Hey, we must be pretty lucky to have everybody here. Now, there's a lot of I think there's how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 episodes in the chronological record, but this channel has like a load of things, right? Now, this is really interesting because this channel is basically like this person lives in this area. That's kind of how this channel works at the moment. So basically, if I share my screen, I'll not share my screen, you know what I mean? Live scene, you'll hardly see yourselves in the chat in like 2 seconds. There we are. So, as you can see here, this is the Glendale archives, and basically how this works is that this person has set up this channel, right? And it's like, hello, I'm an archivist who, while working on with an archival database, came across these tapes featured on the channel. The footage documents a man who appears to be entirely alone on Earth. Aside from the beings here, he refers to as nesters. I'm sharing these recordings in the hope that by bringing more attention to this seemingly impossible world, we might begin to understand it and finally put this mystery to rest. Now, of course, beings known as nesters. So we're gonna have some level of like other beings here, which is gonna be really cool. As you can see, the most recent episode was 3 days ago. So from what I've heard, is that like there's some really really intriguing things in terms of like a like kind of like a Mandela, I guess, in terms of like, oh, just creatures or just people. It's interesting. Okay. Does everyone have a Discord link? Can someone put it? Maybe I can put the Discord link in the chat really quickly. But in the Twitch chat, give me 2 seconds. I shall put it. Invite the server. Copy link. And hopefully this works. Do I have to sign in? Oh, I'm not signed in. Okay, can someone please on Twitch maybe link the Discord chat? Because I think the Discord one is invalid on the on the other one. But anyway. Without further ado, I like the UI of your chat and your river. I appreciate it. That I forgot there was a command. Oh my god. I'm so bad at this. Alright, without further ado, let's get straight into this first one. This is called The World is Empty, Everything is Mine. So it's a half hour. I'm just intrigued. Because I am very intrigued to see like what this is all about in terms of like the whole liminalness, I guess, of it. So further, just go check out The World is Empty, Everything is Mine, found footage / analog horror. I hope this is like, okay.
About a week ago, I decided that I had to leave the city.
Oh my god, it's like full Blair Witch.
It's been forever since I've seen another human.
Also, please let me know about audio and stuff. It might be a bit low.
The city was just getting way
there we go.
Too dangerous. I was pretty much barricaded inside my apartment.
Yo.
Except to occasionally grab some supplies.
Oh, this is so cool.
The nesters started showing up near my apartment.
Oh my god, they look so awesome. The nesters.
I realized it wasn't the place.
Huh.
It was my routine.
This looks so cool.
So I had to leave.
I'm a big fan of found footage stuff. I wouldn't even deem this analog horror right now.
I decided to make my way upstate to my childhood home. It's deep in the suburbs. The population is obviously lower, so I assume less nesters.
Bro, how was he able to get like these empty
it's also
places?
Vacant. It has been for a while, which makes it feel safer.
Oh, this looks so cool.
Fewer places to hide, which means
that's so uncanny
fewer
though.
reasons to move. No surprises. A lot of times I think I'm alone in a house, but I'm not. Being here,
Oh, that was so cool.
I feel safe. I feel somewhat comforted.
No, this is fully
I
real
know the
life
history
apparently.
that's in these walls. I figure if I'm gonna go down, I want to go down here.
Dude, I love this. Oh my god, it's literally like I'm watching the Blair Witch.
It cut my travel time in half if I walked through the mountains rather than around. But first I needed to navigate the interstate roadways.
Bro,
I never
this
thought in
is
my
so
life that
simple
I'd
as
see
well.
them
Like,
this empty.
this is so cool to like see how this person has probably just gone around to these exact locations at the right time of day when there's no cars on the
It's
road and
brisk up
stuff.
here. Take a look at this.
Dude, this is so awesome. Because like in Ireland and like places I live in, like there is places where at times there would just be no cars or anything or any like people. So it's just timing it right, but this is so cool looking.
Eventually, nighttime began to set in.
Dude, this is so cool. I love like apocalyptic films. That is something I've always wanted to create myself. Is like some level of like an apocalypse type area or world, should I say? There's a really good apocalypse movie called It Comes
So
at
it's getting
Night.
pretty dark
It's
out,
incredible, that
and
film. I really enjoyed that one.
I'm picking up a nester about
They come through signals?
maybe a quarter-mile out. It's just getting too dangerous to continue on foot. I have to find like a mountain house or something. I know there's some up in these mountains.
This
Just
is
gotta
so
find
cool.
one, and I pray it doesn't get too dark, because then it's gonna be impossible to see one.
I wonder what they're capable of. I'm sure we're gonna find out. I think there is an episode called Nesters or something. Is it weird that this is like weirdly cozy? Am I the only one who's like kind of feeling that? Like it kind of feels like, oh, we're sitting down watching like one of those old episodes of Goosebumps or something. I don't know if I'm the only person feeling that. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting right
There's
now.
nothing. There's absolutely nothing.
I really like this stuff, dude. Found footage is my jam, so.
Alright, I did take a look at my map, and I see that there is a clearing on the terrain, just a ways up north here. So, I'm gonna pray that
I wonder
it
what
is
camera
not
he used.
just
This is the film
a
student in me
site for
asking, but
some
like,
previous
I'm curious to
architecture
what
or
he's like using. Is he just using a phone
something.
and
I'm
then
praying
like
that it's
edited the footage to look this way, or he's
house
actually
or
using a
something,
camcorder?
because
Because
it
I
is
have
not
one of these
getting lighter.
camcorders.
I gotta turn this thing off for a while. As luck would have it, I stumbled upon a house deep in the woods.
Oh. Yeah, but apparently I don't think any of this is like Blender or nothing. This is all real. I don't know now. I'm not 100% certain. But even if it is some Blender footage in here, which is mad valid, I mean, it still looks, well, I mean, that looks real to me. In what year is supposed to take place? At the moment, we don't know. I didn't, actually, I should probably check the description. Is there something in here? No, there's nothing in the description of when this takes place. At this current point, well, we're 5 minutes into the whole series, though, so we don't know anything about when exactly it takes place just yet. From not feeling comfy in this forest. I mean, it's not the worst forest I've ever seen. Very Skinamarink vibes I'm getting right now. Even if some of this is Blender footage, I mean, it still looks great.
I guess this will have to do. The house was warm and cozy. It was a safe haven in the midst of a snowy desert.
Oh, dude, this is so awesome. I love stuff like this.
Got a nice fire going.
Like, this
This
feels like a
season's getting
film.
pretty
This
deep,
doesn't feel like a
so-
YouTube series.
I'd say he's probably about 3 miles out now. So, I think we're safe here for the night.
1990s? Did it say in the 90s, Cape? I mean, it might have. I don't know. I did. I mean, could have. I mean, it does look like the 90s. But then again, like, I don't know. I'm also gonna turn the chat box off because I feel like it's taking up some of the screen. I don't want us to miss anything in the corners. Apologies. 3:14 a.m. Is that a nester? So they're like signal-based creatures, right? It's kind of the vibe I'm getting.
When I woke up,
It's like signals.
I couldn't believe the view that was hiding in the dark the night before.
Dude, is this real? That is gorgeous if that's real. I mean, it could be. I have no idea. Oh my god. Bro, this is gorgeously done.
It had been a while since I'd seen anything that beautiful.
Bro, this is really lovely.
I stayed for a while longer. Took part in some activities that made me feel normal.
I wonder if it's going to be like a sort of case where eventually he finds another human. I wonder if that's going to be a case at all.
Break 19, this is Tricky Spinner, do you copy?
I guarantee, I think I can get the vibe of what this is going to go
Eventually,
for in the future
It was time to
episodes.
leave.
I feel like in the end, like, the nesters aren't even going to be the real threats. I feel like this is going to be something more. I have a feeling. I have a feeling it's going to be something way
After a
more.
while, I could feel the air was changing. The trees were getting more sparse.
I love how
The
many
snow was
questions I
melting.
have in my head right now. Like, I really
I
like
was
this.
descending from the mountains.
Yeah, this looks
Before I
real.
knew
This
it,
doesn't look like anything Blender, so.
I began seeing familiar landmarks.
Yeah, dude, this. I don't think there's any Blender footage in here.
But the evening snuck up on me quick that day, and I was still a few miles from home.
Oh, dude, these nester creatures are really, really intriguing me. The diner.
Alright, I found it a diner.
Dude, how is he? Do you reckon this dude actually just like broke into these places to film here, and then left? Because how is he finding these empty places, and just kind of like chilling and recording a little bits and pieces? Because this is like unbelievably well done.
I sat for a moment.
Dude, this is real.
weighing
That's a
whether it
real
was worth
place.
Turning on the electricity and opening up the kitchen.
This is so
Since
incredible.
the kitchen and dining room had no windows, I decided it would be safe.
Dude, this is so like liminal spaces vibes, and I love it.
I brewed myself a cup of French roast coffee.
I reckon he has like places in this town that's like maybe he's in a town in the US or Canada or somewhere like that where like maybe it's kind of
The
like
warmth and
really
familiar
away
comfort
from
the
a lot of
drink
people,
lifted my spirits.
and like there's certain times where there's no one there, or
Easing
there's like a
towards the
corner of the
promise of a
room where
long
there's no
sleep
one here.
in a warm building.
Like, cause as someone who's filmed movies out in public, it's so difficult to get anything clear. So like seeing places like this, like completely empty, really well
I guess
done.
this spot is as good as any to park up for the night. I'm gonna sleep in this booth. I've slept in worse. Night.
Dude, this is so awesome.
The next day,
it.
I headed straight for home. Finally, I had reached a very familiar sight. The edge of my neighborhood. I had made it home.
This is so cool. It's actually really well
Alright.
documented as well.
My house is just beyond this hill.
It feels
here.
like I'm watching a haunted
Um,
version of the is it the
so
Outdoor Boys? That's what
I'm
it feels
getting
like.
in early. I'm glad
Like a
about
haunted
that. I gotta
version or
move, 'cause
something.
It's getting dark.
sun is starting to set here. So here we go.
So what do we reckon about these Nestor creatures, chat? What do we reckon? Because they don't appear to. They don't seem to appear in the day.
There are steps here.
You know, like
It could be a
he seems
Nestor.
fairly content about like
So I really
daytime
gotta
and
be
stuff. But as soon as
There it
night
is.
rolls around, like it seems to be
Alright,
pretty
I think I'm
chill.
gonna go
Or
in
like
through the
night turns
basement.
around. That's
Seems
when
like
all of a
the
sudden, you know.
Best route.
I mean, realistically, like I feel
I really
like
didn't want a Nestor to see me approaching your house.
Oh, please, younger me, I've forgotten to lock this.
Luckily,
a Nestor
the
approaching
window is
that. Maybe it's
unlocked.
darkness.
I've learned a preemptive approach.
Oh no, Dan!
to
Like I've
entering a
filmed
strange
places
building.
like in
I'll leave my CB
halls and
radio
stuff,
with
but
the
that's different. I
volume
mean, like
all the
these are
way up.
open roads.
Back up and give it some room.
If
Wait.
nothing comes, I generally know it's safe.
Oh my God, Nestors actually are like static. That is so, dude. That's
we're
so sick. Oh my God, that's so cool,
I entered through the basement and gave it a walkthrough.
dude. Oh my God, you have no idea. This is so freaking cool. This is so awesome, dude. This is so cool. See, like scenes like this could be animation,
Furnace room.
but then all of a sudden it'll show a scene or a shot where he's actually in the area, like interacting with the furniture, and it's like all of a sudden it's not animation. And I love how it's playing around with that like thought process.
All looks
What's
clear.
good, Animal? What's good, dude? Welcome to the chat.
Walking upstairs into the living room, I was
The
struck by
emptiness
all
of
the
this house,
memories
dude.
that flooded me. This is where we spend most of the time. Felt like time had
Like
left me
even just
behind.
finding or having an empty house. That's a like think about it this way. Imagine how difficult it would be on a daily basis to kind of keep your house as empty as this. Cuz I'll be honest, this is
Yes,
probably
there's
his
more.
house, right? I mean, I
I
hope
even
so.
found proof that I was once here. My and a childhood friend's name that we etched inside the wooden beams. That gave me a sense of comfort. I don't know why.
That's so cool, dude. This feels real.
Okay.
That's the best part about
This
this.
was my
The
room.
realism in this is incredible.
I better check this storage space.
Oh my God, that would be an unbelievable hiding spot. Imagine like you're like chilling in your house and there's just a Nestor chilling in there, bro. I'd cry.
This was my brother's room. Used to look a lot bigger.
Excuse me. I wonder if we're gonna get any sort of like hints to what may have happened to humanity if this person's the last person left on Earth. Well, last human, should I say? Especially because I think
Typically by
statistically, like
now,
realistically, power would go out, all sorts would
we
go
would've
out.
run into somebody.
You know what I
And
mean?
Nestor, I'm pretty sure this house is clear, which is good. A lot of these homes are furnished, which means that there's more resources in the house. More resources just means more like trouble you can run into.
I don't think he's gonna be the only person alive.
Check the garage.
I reckon he's gonna stumble across somebody else.
Oh, I forgot about the attic.
Oh, dude.
Okay, I think we're safe. So, this is a great place to nest right here because I can put a fire in this fireplace. I can cook some food on the fire
I'd
because
love
the gas
this, dude.
stove's not working. And here's the big thing. Plenty of routes out. So I can escape through this big door. Plenty of windows. I can escape back through and through the basement. Or I can go over here in the kitchen where there is 2 exits. I prefer not to go upstairs because that's a place where I've been cornered before. The main thing is there's nobody here. There's no one living here now. So that's good. And that
Interesting.
means that I can park up right here. I got some bread, some cheese,
My
some butter,
laptop and chat
some
is
garlic,
gonna die.
and I'm gonna get
Give
it.
me 2 seconds, chat. I'm just gonna have to get a wire. I'm still gonna talk to chat. Hold on. Let me just put on the chatting screen. Okay. I'm just gonna say first and foremost, so far this series is sick. This is such a sick idea, and like how it's running at the moment is so freaking cool. I just need to get this wire undone. Because my wire that I use to charge my laptop is also the one that's plugged into my camera, so y'all can see my beautiful face. So let me just plug this in over here. Literally will take 2 seconds. I just need to plug it in. Hold on. There we go. But yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of theories for this. I'm sure there's absolutely plenty. All right, let's lock back in. How long are we into this? All right, 17 minutes out of 29. Now, this is one thing, right? I will always say this. Found footage, right, is one of the most difficult forms of content to keep engagement. Like, I feel like that's what a lot of analog horror struggles with. It's like, oh my god, we have to show something ASAP, 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 ASAP. Instead of actually like letting you sit into the story for a little bit. Like, and I feel like this opening episode where he's just explaining his day, what's going on. It's good for this first like 30 minutes of like setting us into, okay, we're going into this world that no one's here. There's like we're getting a glimpse of these Nestor characters or creatures. We get like basically the confirmation as they like you can tell they're there through static because that's how they talk apparently. And also there's a very big sense of danger because this person's saying like, okay, there's multiple exits. There's like he's been cornered before, so he's encountered these before. There's a lot of like pieces of dialogue in here that really shows like, hey, this person like knows what he's doing to an extent. But this is what's going to be difficult is because how are we in the next few episodes, how is it going to kind of like progress to keep this story going rather than us kind of just watching this guy walk around, let's say. So I'm going to be very intrigued to see like how it kind of keeps that going. But I'm very 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 intrigued to see how this continues. So let's get back into it.
A good night's rest, and we'll see. Maybe I'll stay here a couple days because there's a lot of other things around this area that I would like to scavenge for potential things. Could be some good stuff around here.
It was getting dark, so I began setting up my room for the night.
I'm so intrigued, dude.
So it's nearly nightfall, so I think it's a good time to start building the fire. Now with the fire, I like to start with a 3-layered base, a 3-log base. This gives the embers a place to fall and continue to burn. Without a solid base, the embers just fall, hit the stone, and then they burn out. So this will help our fire last a lot longer.
I love this, dude. It genuinely feels like I'm watching one of those videos on like a TikTok where it's like the Outdoor Boys or something, but like with the sense of, hey, this is a horror series.
A lot higher, but I'm going to be cooking a grilled cheese on this later, so log on top. Yeah, you want to give everything a destination, you know? The embers go down, the flames go up. So next we're going to stuff the fire with some of the debris I got earlier. Got some sticks.
Why are you shocked?
Birch wood. And of course, Old Faithful, some dried up leaves. So let's put some in the sides. Top here. This is a concoction actually my grandfather taught me. He was a farmer, and he was very, very skilled in woodworking and tractor mechanics, so he always had sawdust and old motor oil lying around, and one day he decided to combine them, and what resulted was a very slow burning concoction, and we called it fire starter. So sprinkle some of this on top, some in the entryways. Look at that beaut. That's a good old fire. I like that.
I felt safe.
Dude,
for
I
the
hate
first
how
time in
real
weeks.
this feels in the best way possible.
And then
Like, it genuinely does.
I found her.
Wait, what?
Okay, it's nearly dark, and I'm
What did he find?
Right now. Because, like an idiot, I didn't check every nook and cranny of this place, and I found this.
What did he find? Oh no.
A nest.
A nest?
I mean, this is the room that I came in at. So, like, I was just so damn eager to check the rest of the house that I didn't think to open this freaking closet.
A nest. What? Dude. Dude, what is that?
I'm just like freaked out because it's too late to go anywhere else. I don't know if this is a live nest. It's like, no wonder this window is open.
Oh, dude.
There's a lock on the door upstairs. And I'm just gonna lock it. And lock all the other doors, and it should be fine. Just pray that.
I was like waiting for something to appear in the corner, dude. That was so well done. Oh my god.
Just
The intrigue of like, oh my god, if he turns this corner and just there's something in the house with him. Oh no, no, no.
They never leave their sleeping bag. They never leave their pillow. I mean, why would you do that unless you were coming back?
I couldn't let it break me. It was too dark to leave. I told myself I was old, inactive, that I hadn't done anything to wake it. I had stopped at the market along the way to get some ingredients for grilled cheese.
Okay, so I have 2 slices of white bread, a few slices of cheese, and some butter. I also found a clove of garlic nearby, so I'm going to cut that up and mix it in with the butter. Let's start
I'm
with
sorry,
chopping the
like,
garlic.
Series is like this. Like, this isn't this YouTube series, dude. This had to have been
So
an
I threw that
idea
garlic all into my
for
iron
something
cast
more
pan.
than just a
I'm gonna
YouTube
add
series.
some
It
butter
had to be.
here that's going to melt over the fire.
And it's so
Next,
well
let's assemble
made.
our sandwich.
Like, as someone who's obsessed with apocalypse stuff, I mean, I literally have the Last of Us thing tattooed on my arm. Like, dude, I mean, I literally have a Funko Pop of a clicker right here. Like, I'm obsessed with, like, apocalypse type films. To see something like this on as a YouTube series, oh, hell yeah. That's why, like, Gemini and stuff, like, this feels like Gemini Home Entertainment. Like, turned up a level.
Sunday, mostly cloudy. Highs in the lower 60s.
I'm intrigued by how, like, the nesters work, though. I'm very intrigued.
Alright, so this fire has died down enough so I can throw the pan on with the butter and the garlic.
Just overall, the
Let that butter
vibes of
melt.
this series is
This is
incredible.
actually a great level of heat. for
Very,
this
very
butter. It's
well
not
made.
Too hot, not too cold. Gives the butter time to melt without burning it. Okay, the butter is nice and melted, so I'm going to throw
This
the
is
sandwich
definitely
on
a
now.
series I would, like, watch when I'm sitting on my
Cooking over an
bed,
open
like, just
flame
doom
gives
scrolling, and
bread
it's like
and the
part
cheese a
7.
rich,
I need to
smoky
scroll
flavor,
back all the way
which
to
you'd
part
never
1
get
and just keep
on a
scrolling.
gas stove, which
This
is
would be
nice,
something I would
but
watch.
It's tricky because
That's a
the
good
heat is
thing, by the way.
intense and uneven, so you got to be careful. The goal is to toast the bread and
Like,
caramelize
something
the
as
cheese
simple
evenly.
as watching someone
and it's
toast like make a toasted
What?
cheese sandwich.
Oh,
But yet I'm not bored.
I tend to like my grilled cheeses a little overdone.
That's how
Never
simple
quite
this
understood
is.
why people don't like their cheese
It's not like this
caramelized. I mean, that's, like, the
crazy
best part, you know, when the
advanced
cheese hits the
shot
pan,
of
it's
scene we're
nice.
watching. This guy has set up a camera, directed
the
at a fire
back.
pit, and all he's doing is making a grilled cheese.
That is a grilled
But
cheese
because of
right there.
all the stuff
That's
we've
gonna
seen
crunch.
prior, and the explanation and
Alright,
voiceover of
listen to
everything,
this crunch.
like, we have a sense of we're in, like, this feels real. This doesn't like this exactly what, like, if you had showed this to someone in the 90s, they'd be like, oh my god, we're like, this is real. Someone is in a
Oh.
country or like a county or somewhere
I
where
can
they're
taste
on
the
their own
smoke.
completely. And I love when series can capture that. Like, and even this, like, the way it's shot as well, like the corners, like each corner that we're seeing, is there a nester down that hallway? I mean, there was a nest there, so is this nester gonna come
This
back
hanging
and just
spot.
appear somewhere in a shot?
Like you just get warm and toasty.
You know what I
in your
mean?
Sleeping bag.
Like, he's so vulnerable
tired.
right now.
I walked a lot today, aside from the nest in the basement, which I think is dead. This was a pretty normal day, which I don't have a whole lot of those. Whatever potential threat that is beneath me in this house, this really makes up for it. Nice warm place to sleep. I haven't heard anything either. I haven't heard anything in the basement, so that's good. I haven't heard anything in the perimeter. I like to keep my radio on. I keep my radio on for a few different reasons as I fall asleep. One, this is an omnidirectional antenna, and it has a 5-mile radius, so I can pretty much
Nice.
hear, you know, anything within a 5-mile radius, and then I can determine whether it's a friend or it's a threat. I can plan accordingly. Secondly is a lot of radio broadcasts run on loops, and they can be actually surprisingly useful. One of my favorite channels is the Weather Channel. Let's see if we can get it.
The dew point 54 and the relative humidity 86%. The wind was north at 5 miles an hour.
Yeah, so it's fully automated using unmanned meteorology stations around the U.S. And it transmits, you know, real-time weather data, so I can tell how cold it's going to be tonight or what the weather's going to be like tomorrow, so I can plan. And thirdly, I like the sound of radio hiss and radio static. It just helps me sleep.
I thought we were gonna get something about the nesters there.
Time for this man to hit.
I was waiting for him to go and a nesters communicate this way or something.
Leave this on right here.
I mean, considering how many analog horrors I've watched, I mean, basically that VHS static is in my ears 24/7 at this point.
Good night.
I left my radio running that night. It just made me feel safe. And I fell fast asleep.
I love how it hasn't even shown us anything too scary right now.
I definitely hear something.
And here we go. And here we go. Oh, I'm definitely hearing something. Oh my god, hold on. Why are you going down, dude? Oh, it's completely dark. Oh, you literally can't see anything. Oh, this is like the worst thing ever. He's trying to lower it.
Hello?
Oh, dude. Something was there. Oh my god, something was there. Hold on, no. Something was in the door frame. Standing on the left side of it. Something was there. I'm telling you right now, something was standing there. I saw that. Dude, something is standing here, look. Dude. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm seated. Oh, dude, I knew I would. I was waiting for something to sprint up the stairs or something. Oh, dude, you better have locked that door. You better have locked that door. You better have locked that door. Oh, this stuff is awesome. Dude, this sort of thing. Is that the end of it?
Archivist here. Thank you for watching this log.
Oh,
We're
dude.
continuing to restore and edit additional footage as more materials are uncovered. Being a private
Amazing.
investigation, I want to extend a
Amazingly
special
done.
thanks to our patrons who help sustain this archive. Welcome to all the new members. If you'd like to support this work,
I'm
see
curious
unreleased
what,
footage,
in
and
terms of
help
the
me determine what
the
footage is
credits.
released next in our subject story, you can find the link below.
Our
As
subject
always,
story.
stay vigilant.
What if it's like a Truman Show type vibe? What if it's a Truman Show type vibe where it's like, oh, this guy is in an empty place, but like, hey, we can all see him. Like, oh, that's like, because very clearly in this universe, this person's alone, but these archives have been found by people who like are us. So this is really cool. Like that episode, like I love horror like that where, like for example, like it's setting up the universe in a way like, hey, there's creatures here. We don't know much about them. We just know they're a threat. Like, so that's the whole in thing of like, oh, I wonder, like, I mean, for the whole like first 20 minutes of that first episode, I was kind of like, oh, I wonder what they're gonna be like, and I was theorizing as the episode goes on, and then like we got like a 5 minute sequence of him explaining how to make a fire and how to make a grilled cheese, and out of context, you're probably thinking, oh my god, that sounds so boring, but because of how this episode set up, it's like it's not boring. It's like it's an intriguing thing where we're seeing this guy who's going through such an otherworldly task and experience, but is doing something so normal to us to where for him it's probably a privilege to make a grilled cheese sandwich, and we're kind of sitting there going, okay, but he also finds a nest downstairs, and then it ends off with him hearing something and not realizing there was something at the bottom of the stairs as he closes the door, but we saw it, and I love that. So I'm not going to waste any more time. We have a lot left to go. There's still like an hour left of this whole series. So let's get back into it. This is called The World Is Finally Empty. And it's just the same thing, basically the same title, except instead of everything is mine, there's just The World Is Finally Empty. Alright, let's get straight into it. Let me know in the chat right now what you thought of episode 1, and we can get straight into episode 2.
Okay. Day 4, squatting in this abandoned house.
Hold on a goddamn minute. Did I just see something run on all fours? Hold up.
Okay. Day 4,
What did I just see?
squatting in this abandoned house.
Huh? That looks like Catnap in like the ending of Poppy Playtime 3.
I haven't seen another person in 81 days.
Oh,
Couple
hell
days
yeah, there's
ago,
a
I
mall.
decided to suit up and head north into the surrounding hills. Alright, we're heading out, so I hope I don't die.
Oh, dude.
I found a map here.
This guy is strangely
Barely
relatable.
intact, but
Because this is
enough
how
to
I'd
help me
react. I'd be like, okay,
navigate
I'm going to go
what's
out and do
ahead.
this. I hope I don't get
Man, it
eaten.
is
That'd be me if I was in The
very
Walking
chilly
Dead.
out today.
This stuff. Like, look. Look how in a public area he is, and there's not a single car. Well, I mean, there might be one over there. But, like, Dick's Sporting Goods. Dude, this is somewhere in the US that is literally a shopping mall. But he's... Dude, how is... what time of day is he here where it's light outside, but there's not one car? Dude, was this filmed during COVID or something? This had to be, because... Dude, as someone who directs films for a living, this stuff
I
is
also see
so
my CB
difficult.
radio set to directional.
So difficult, because
and
how can you
gives
plan
me
that?
Some warning if there's some danger within
You can't
5
plan
miles,
this.
So if I hear anything, I change course.
That's what's so intriguing. The way this is made is so intriguing to me.
Yeah, I don't trust that. So, I'm definitely gonna veer in a different direction.
There's probably a lot of nesters
The map led
in
me
that
to
mall.
3 different locations: the mall,
Oh my god,
an
it's so
underground
back.
concourse,
It's so back rooms, and
and some type
oh,
of
I love it.
museum. Places that used to be crowded. Yeah. The suburbs are empty, that's for sure.
Okay, there's cars
Rows of
there.
Houses all vacant. So I thought, if anybody's still out there, they'd be here.
Dude, this is so cool. This is a much, much shorter episode as well. Like, a much shorter episode. So, this is really intriguing to me, though.
When I reached the first location, I felt pretty optimistic.
Oh, hell yeah. Straight into the mall? Oh, yes. You best believe this is where I'm excited already. Oh my god, hell yeah. Dude. either the VFX ability of this dude is incredible, or whoever's on the team with the VFX is just insane. Because there's no way they just have an abandoned mall. This has to be some level of animation with VFX. I'm sorry, it has to be. It, like, look at this. Dude,
Unfortunately, I think this place is very empty.
I would dare say this is like as good as like the oldest
Really
view
puts me
type
on edge that
vibes.
I can see everything, and there's really no.
This is
place
just as good.
to hide here.
Oh my god. I'm fascinated. I'm stunned, fascinated.
Let me go see
Oh
if I
my
can
god,
find out
dude.
where that sound is coming
Wow.
from.
Oh my god. Apparently these are 100% real play. What? Dude, this had to have been filmed during COVID. I'm sorry, this had to have been. How is he finding? If these are all 1,000,000% real, I think they are. I think these are real places.
Alright, let's see if any of these doors lead to a bunker full of custodians. I don't know.
No, this is not Bear or a school lobby. If that's some school lobby, nah, that's not. This is some huge area. Oh my god, look, this stuff. Like, this stuff right here.
These are all locked.
These are all 100% real places. Oh my god. That's not no school lobby, dude. I don't know what school has an escalator. I don't know. I imagine some places in the US probably have escalators. I'm just going off my
wish I
school
had
though.
some
I've
quarters.
never had no escalator. Dude, this looks like a hospital. That's how big this is. Dude, this is huge.
Can't believe these are still running.
Either this is the best animation I have ever seen, or this is just incredibly well done filmmaking. Either way, it's incredible. I love how I still can't tell.
Helicopter?
Because I want the... Because it looks real, right? And I want to believe it's real. But in my head, it's
Man,
like,
this
nah,
really
it
makes me
can't be.
hungry.
But it looks
There's
it.
a food court here. Makes me
Oh
think
my
of, like,
god, this
Nathan's
dude
hot dogs or
is
something. I
incredible.
could really go for one. Don't think that's gonna happen.
I love the liminal space
No
vibes
offense,
of
but
this.
this looks like a shitty place to work in its day.
Like, oh my god. As someone who is in love with the backrooms concept of liminal spaces and everything, yeah, this is so well done.
At least I see no nesters.
I'm actually so locked in, dude. Even the yeah, no, this is a real place. The reflections on the doors. On the windows, sorry, should I say?
We're getting closer.
This is incredible. I have no words. This feels like the oldest view. That's what this feels like.
Seems like where it's coming from.
Yeah, like, dude, this has to be a real place. The reflection on the floor and everything. This actually is a real place.
There's absolutely nothing in there. That was a recording
This is real.
of someone who I think has been here in the past.
The fact that this is very silent. Yeah, that's what I love about it. Yeah, right? It's like the way it's just so simple. It's literally a guy walking around the
I
mall.
spent around an hour and a half exploring the mall.
Like, look, it's
It was getting pretty late.
So simple.
And I needed to keep moving.
Yeah,
I
no,
also
this is
saw
real.
A figure that I've encountered before moving towards me.
what?
I call him Mr. Whiteout. He sounds harmless, but
Maybe that's what it was in the
I don't
basement.
know, something in me just doesn't trust it. My next stop is a series of underground tunnels called Concourse B.
Also, just going back to the way this is framed. Sorry, I'm going like proper film on it. But the fact like the empty hallway and the window, and you're kind of like, is something? Like, and we know that something's in the basement. It's like, is something gonna appear in that hallway at some? You know what I mean? Those little vibes. Oh my god, I love it. I love this. This stuff is so awesome. I could nerd out about
I
this
expected
liminal
public
space
transit,
vibes
You know,
all day.
trains connecting nearby towns. But instead, I found passageways linking offices, food courts, state buildings, things like that. With the parking structures below, it must have been packed with workers at some point moving beneath the city.
This is so awesome. I'm telling you, I would kill to make something like this. I have always said to every one of my friends in film school that I want to make an apocalyptic liminal space film.
Kitchens, or else I'd fry up a deluxe.
Like, dude, the Backrooms film would have been my dream to make. But I'm happy Kane got it. I mean, obviously it's his series, but like, you know what I mean?
Very maze-like.
This
and I don't
stuff
wanna
is
get
so
lost
awesome to
and
me.
not be able
You
to
can
get
make
back.
stuff that is so normal, so scary. And it's so intriguing. Like this, literally any of us could go to our nearest shopping mall and film this. But would it be empty? Probably not.
Little painting. It's beautiful.
Like it's probably not empty. It's probably not. But this is, and it's like the fact that it is empty makes it like, oh, all of a sudden, yeah, this is really creepy.
Yeah, I should get out of here.
Oh, he's hearing something. Oh my god. I hope stuff like this is in the Backrooms film.
At this point, it was getting pretty dark, and I was 3 hours from home. I had a little fun on the way to the next location.
Yeah,
and then,
stuff like
you
this is
know,
definitely
I
gonna be in
don't
the
know what I was
Backrooms film.
thinking, because it started to get dark out. Woo! It's like I lost.
I watched some more of
hours,
Marcus video on this, and I
of my
think
time.
this Concourse B place is in Michigan. Cool.
I deserve ice cream.
Like I was playing with my radio and acting like an idiot. It's too late to walk back.
Hmm. Where?
I was lucky. Some
Y'all saw that, right?
acting like
The
an
real
idiot.
static in the
It's too late
basement?
to walk back.
Look here. What is that static? There's just someone there. What? Wait, what? What if this is all in his head? Hypothetical situation, of course. But like, if first of all, I'm just getting a real like, I'm getting the vibes of like, oh, they talk. They seem to be able. You can tell where they are through static. They kind of talk through static. Then all of a sudden, you're seeing something here that looks like a person, but it's made of static. I mean, I'm just throwing out random theories that are going through my head right now, but what if this is all
I
in
was
his head?
lucky. Some of the towns I passed through still had working electricity. I assume they're connected to some industrial.
I mean, also he
sized
went to an
power
ice
center
cream
that
parlor
hadn't yet failed.
For he hasn't seen a single
Right,
person
far
in
from the
81 days,
cities.
right?
The darkness was pretty blinding. I didn't
Like
see a landmark
81
in over an
days,
hour.
but there's a ice cream parlor where the freezers
Out
and
of the
stuff are still
darkness,
working.
though,
He can just eat ice
it
cream.
appeared.
Stuff like that is so. Wait, out of
It
darkness,
wasn't
what appeared?
ideal, but I needed shelter. At any moment,
Oh,
I could
no.
have run into a nester, so I had to do something.
Bro, those things look so
So
cool.
I slept inside the enclosed slide. It was not comfortable, but
The camera's able to
worked.
capture these things. Yeah, but
when I
also
woke, I continued on
if
my
the
travels.
walkie
last
talkie
place
or
I
the radio
visited
sorry can pick up the
was
static,
taxidermy
and the
house.
camera's able to pick up something as well, Who's to say it's not in his head? Like, I'm just going off theories here.
It used to be a family attraction.
Could be,
Walking
could not,
through it
might not be.
now,
Who knows?
I kept mistaking the stillness for life. Everything looked alive, but it wasn't. Just empty forms.
These
stuffed
museums
with
creep me out.
microfiber.
And it's empty. Yeah. Nah, this is sick.
Hello, Mammoth. Don't worry. Not gonna take your little cub or whatever you call it.
This is so incredible. Dude, what? I'm stunned by this. I really, really am.
Hello. Hey, there's some guys doing some work over here.
I love how
feel like this guy
nothing
would really
creepy
hate
is
me if he
exactly
was
happening.
alive.
But like, I guarantee you, everybody's on edge a little bit right now. I love that. I love the way like we're all kind of sitting here waiting for something to happen, but nothing is happening. But we're all kind of just like, oh my god, what's gonna happen next? I love that.
Okay,
It's
I
so
think
well
we're
done.
leaving the jungle.
I'm curious how this guy defends himself against the Nesters, though. Like, if he's
Like a
survived this
world or
long and
something.
he's encountered them and he's been able to learn about them.
One little room for
I'm
the
curious,
entire
like,
ocean.
is it
That's
a
pretty
sort of thing of
generous.
like you just have to run away, or is it
Model T.
like combat in a way where it's
Mind
not
taking this puppy
guns?
out for a spin?
Like in a way where it's like if you, let's say you shoot one, is it gonna be like a zombie apocalypse type of thing where if you shoot one and like the bullet, like the sound of the bullet,
Alright, I'm gonna get going.
like shots
As I
like
walked
that,
home,
like is something in the
I thought about
darkness of the
Nesters.
corners, you know?
I really don't know much about
Oh,
them.
I don't like it.
Only that they can shift from calm to hostile in seconds.
Oh, lore.
Once they settle somewhere, infestation usually follows. I've encountered that. They look
Infestation.
human, but
Hey, comrade.
something is off about them. Something is just not.
Yeah, they think that they look
I'm glad to be
staticky.
back home
Never
in
mind,
front
that
of
might
this
just be
warm
how they look.
fire with this mug of hot cocoa. I didn't find anyone, no, but maybe tomorrow I'll head south towards the water. Anyway.
Dude, I love how nothing happened that whole episode. I'll be so. Wait a minute. Did I hear a breath? I think I heard like a little. I think. Okay. This one's going to be an interesting one. Like, first of all, I'm going to need to go to the toilet. So, I'll be 2 seconds. But, like, that tape there was very interesting in a way where it's like nothing exactly happened, but we got to see more of the world. And because we saw more of the world, it's like, okay, here's like you're like seeing stuff that's very normal, quote unquote. Where this stuff is like this is somewhat normal to us, but to him it's like, okay, this place is empty. Like he hasn't got much reason to be in this location of like the museum or whatnot, but he's here, and like we kind of feel like there's gonna be something around the corners, and maybe something that's like hiding in the darkness, maybe one of these nesters. But like, I love that. I really like how it's like so normal, but it's not normal at the same time. You're kind of on edge, like waiting for something to like be different. But I'm gonna run to the toilet. I'll be like 30 seconds. Do not move a muscle. We're gonna be going straight into that Nesters episode, which is a 30-minute one. So who knows? It could be action packed, especially because it's like the Nesters found me. So yeah, do not move a muscle. We're gonna be right back. Alrighty. Alrighty. Whew. Has he reacted to the Winterland incident? Oh, have I reacted to that? Or oh, I have. Oh, have I reacted to the Winterland incident? Have I? Oh, yes, I have. I have. I have my thoughts about that series. All right. Oh well. Oh, that was such a funny stream. Oh, it was 3 hours of my life I'm never getting back. Okay, right. We are heading into the next episode. Okay, this is an episode I am beyond excited for because it's about nesters, and it's 27 minutes and 40 seconds, right? Also, wait, hold on. This back. Oh, okay. So they're outright saying that. Wait, am I muted still? Oh no, I thought for some reason I thought my mic was muted. This Backrooms found footage documents the subjects surviving against the nesters during a quiet apocalypse. Okay, okay. Interesting. They're rebooting it because it was a series. Anyway, okay. I mean, I won't go into why I didn't like that series anymore. They also used AI, and yeah, I hate series that use AI. Full stop. But like, it was also literally just taking from other series. Is that like it literally was word for word, bar for bar, just basically copy and pasting from every other series. Like there was literally a scene where it's like a conversation between like I think a dad and a son or whatever it was, and the line was literally like, "I'm going to come find you. I'm gonna come find you." Exactly the same conversation that the between Michael Afton and William Afton. I'm pretty sure that was the scene I'm trying to remember. I mean, I kind of blocked that whole series out of my memory because of yeah. And then even like there was one character that was like weirdly similar to another person, like a person I know of's series, where like all of a sudden it was a certain character with the same color fur as another person with the same character with the same color fur, and they were called the same name, and I'm kind of sitting there going, you know what I mean? But anyway, I won't get into it too much. But yeah, it was definitely an interesting series to say the least. But anyway, that series is done and dusted for me, so I don't need to care about it anymore. But yeah, anyway, let's get straight into this. The Nesters Found Me. Found footage analog horror. This is by far my most anticipated one, just because I want to learn more about the threat of this universe. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. Yo, what's good? Let me win. Go. What's good, dude? Welcome into the stream. And let's get straight into this.
All right, day 8 of squatting in this house. It's been really nice, actually. I've been able to sleep, shower, recharge. I even managed to get
Running
the
water
electricity
is
up and
still
running.
here.
Not sure for how long.
There's
That
still
means I
running
have a
water
working
and
oven,
electricity.
which is really great.
Huh.
I try not to turn on any lights, especially at night, because I don't want to attract any attention to this house. But last night I messed up like an idiot.
Also, W
leaned against
member
the
in the
light
chat,
switch
Smiley.
and I
Thanks for
turned
being a
on
part of the
living room
membership of
lights,
the
and
YouTube,
house
dude.
lit
I
up like
appreciate
a
that so much.
jack-o'-lantern. Just for a second.
All the members and everything. Thank you
And
so
now
much
this
for
morning
supporting
I
me into
see
the world.
someone out in the woods, lurking around.
Ew.
I see you.
Oh, I hate that.
It could
Oh, I
just
hate
be
that.
passing by.
Oh.
It could be nothing.
Oh, I don't
but,
like it.
Makes me nervous. I haven't seen him in a few hours, but it really makes me uneasy. So
Oof, I
tonight,
didn't
in
like that
addition
one.
to cooking my favorite meal, chicken parm, I'll be
Nice.
battening down the hatches.
Is he
tightening
going
the security?
Is he going full Home
just in
Alone?
case whatever is out there isn't just passing through. First, I need to run out and get some groceries, so let's do that.
The Nester / chicken parm. Okay. Interesting. Market Bistro. Dude, these stills are so well done, man. Also, I like how they cranked up the intensity of that to like show
Power's on in
very
here. That's
little
good.
brands.
Let's see.
Clever. Or the sharpness,
We
sorry,
need
they
a
cranked the
few
sharpness.
different things.
Never mind, there is brands. But like, how are you finding a completely empty shopping? Even with the... What does that sound? Like, even with the lights off? Like, the music here. The paying with the money. There's definitely a nester in there, dude. You can hear the staticky noise.
So as I mentioned, I need to prioritize security in this house tonight. I've identified about 3 weak points where an intruder could breach our defenses, and each requires its own
Could you call this a
special
security
system,
breach?
if you will.
Boop, 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 boop,
Weak
boop.
zone number 1 is
Subscribe.
the furnace room window. There's no lock on this window, so I've set up a tripwire. And about 7 feet 6 inches away, the average height of a nester, I've
That was a close
strategically
call.
positioned a
7
knife
feet 6
upright.
inches.
When triggered, the tripwire will send the blade straight into the upper chest or the face. Weak zone 2,
That's
the
clever.
basement door. Now, the house is settled pretty unevenly, making this door impossible to keep locked. If a nester enters through here, they'll hear a tape recorder in the next room playing my voice saying the following.
Don't hurt me. Don't come in here, please.
The recording will lure them deeper inside, right into a sensor-triggered assault. Weak zone 3,
That's
the
so
porch
clever.
passage door. Now this leads directly into the same basement door with the broken locks. When someone opens this porch door, the friction will strike matches against an igniter that I've rigged. And the matches will ignite a portable gas tank that's been slowly leaking gas all night, so hopefully burning any nester who tries to breach that passageway. And I've
Dude, it's
also
full Home
installed
Alone. I love
noisemakers
it.
on all the door handles, so
It's literally Home
hopefully I'll
Alone.
hear them coming, and I'll see them coming, and that these
Am I a
traps
nester? Yep.
will keep
I'm
'em out.
basically like 7, 8
And,
feet
I'll be able
tall.
to sleep safely tonight.
So yeah, pretty much. I'm just a man mountain, some would say. For some reason I thought my door was open. I don't know why. I'm tripping.
Yeah,
I love how this
fillet
is almost looks like a
that
low
chicken
poly
now.
game all of a sudden. Now we're learning how to make a chicken parm.
Right, now I'm going to tenderize it.
Yep. Smack your meat.
This ensures that the chicken is going to be nice and even all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to put some of this chicken in flour so it absorbs some of the moisture, and so the crispiness will stick on.
Nice. I'm so locked into this series, dude. I love how it's in chapters all of a sudden now. Was it always in chapters? I don't think it was. Wait, an egg on... Oh wait, it is a bowl. For some reason I thought we were
Oh.
just... Well, you messed up that egg.
Just get
Oh
rid of
no.
that.
I thought he was going to put it into the bowl for a second. How did he manage to get the hands looking all like low
So we get the
resolution and stuff? I don't
chicken.
understand it. How?
In the egg batter.
I'm curious. I would love to know how he made this. I would love to know. I'd be so intrigued.
Now it's time for what makes the chicken good. Panko. Technically, the panko makes it like a chicken katsu. Some grated parm. That's gonna caramelize.
All of
really
a sudden we're in a
nicely on the
cooking
chicken.
tutorial
Now
again.
some salt and pepper.
Like, you know what I mean?
Just mix
Like, it's
this
literally
all
a
up.
kind of cooking tutorial. But like, because like, I don't know, it's just something about how we're watching this is like it's in the
And now
complete
in the chicken
darkness.
goes.
You know what I mean? Like, we're in the complete darkness. but we know there's nesters here. Like, oh, it's so intriguing. I wouldn't be surprised if all of a sudden, like,
Alright, now it is time to
while
fry
he's
these bad
cooking
boys
this,
up.
we'll see something or hear something happen, like a tripwire or like the fire or something
Probably
like
not
that.
good to add the oil over an open flame, but I don't know, I feel like I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna get this oil nice and hot. Now you know the oil's ready when you dip the chicken in. It sizzles. Ooh, is that ready? That is ready. I'm actually gonna lower the heat. That's insane.
I love this. The way it looks is very. If anyone's seen the original Halloween,
Now, personally,
that's the
I like
vibes
when
in
it's
terms like the way.
very golden brown.
Did you ever see
I
the
don't
scene
like
in the
when it's
original
too
Halloween
pale. I like when
when
it's crispy.
the boy like it's the scene when Michael Myers kills the boyfriend with when he has like the blanket over his head. That's the same kind of scene setting I'm seeing for like the kitchen and stuff.
Alright, so let's get ready to broil the mozzarella cheese on. Alright, here we go. Now I'm going to throw this into the oven and broil it.
Nice. Dude, this is such an awesome series. I'm not even joking, like... This might be creeping into my
I
top
figured
5.
while the chicken parm is cooking, I'm going to set up my sleeping quarters for the night, make a fire, set up my sleeping bag. I was sleeping in the living room before, but to be honest, it's too far from an exit. And given that there was that stranger outside earlier, makes sense to be close to the exit, you know, in case
There has to be other
anything
humans, dude.
happens. It makes it convenient.
The
you know?
nesters
Kitchen's
can't
right
be
here,
just,
make a
like,
midnight
there.
Snack. So I'm gonna set up the fire.
That's what I was gonna say next. Yeah,
Ooh.
Opiki, yeah, he still has power.
3-layer base.
So, in terms of the power situation, it's like, it is interesting because is he running off generators? Is it solar energy? Because, like, if we're going off the 90s, I highly doubt, I mean, I don't know for sure. Was solar energy a big thing in the 90s? I mean, I don't know. I'm not too sure, of course, but, I mean, it has to be a generator of some sort then, right? Has to, because there's no way the electricity is still running. If he's the only
I'm
person
so
left on
hungry,
Earth,
I'm so hungry,
there
I'm
shouldn't
so
be any electricity.
hungry.
But then again,
Full moon tonight.
I mean, realistically, it's a horror series. I mean, it might just be something you kind of have to ignore. But considering how we're
Can't
like
forget
watching
the
this series
sauce.
in terms of like,
This
oh, it's
particular
a
sauce I found, it's called
apocalypse.
Michael's of
Most
Brooklyn.
apocalypse films and
Tomatoes, fresh
television
garlic,
shows, like
fresh basil,
eventually you run
Italian
out of
olive
power.
oil, oregano,
Yeah,
fresh
like those
parsley,
those
salt,
sort of
black
things
pepper,
kind of
and
have to
nothing
be
else, it
answered
says with
because
big
like
exclamation points.
you can't kind of give the excuse of, oh, but it's a horror series, you don't really have to care about that. But the fact of like, imagine you're just on your own, but all of a sudden you still have your power, your electricity. So what? I can still run to the shop, get food, and then hop on a game of Fortnite. You know what I mean? So those sort of things, like, you kind of have to explain in a way, I guess. So I am intrigued. Is he running off generators? I would imagine it's generators. This guy seems well.
And you always put the
You know,
sauce
knowledgeable
on last
enough.
so it doesn't get soggy. And of course, last but not least, basil. And that is it. Bon appetit. I'm so hungry. Let's see how this tastes.
I love the way this person shoots this, though. Like, with the way he's just eating, but it's a horror series, you're expecting something in the background. Those type of ways.
It's amazing. I have not had chicken parm in forever.
I think we're gonna get something in this episode.
All that walking around today.
I think we're gonna get something. I think one of the nesters is gonna
made me
attack.
hungry.
I have a
That guy
feeling.
really freaked me out outside. I think that anxiety just takes a lot out of me. I'm glad I made two.
there's like nothing like really good chicken parm. So you really have to
I wonder where he gets his water.
tenderize it and flatten it out so it becomes more like a chicken
I'm gonna analyze this with the same way I'd analyze everything. With like,
restaurants.
you know,
go
like
and you
surely
get
there
the
has to be an
chicken and any
explanation for
dish
how
and
he
it's, like,
has
not
a
good.
shower.
It's like
There's no way there's hot water.
you should be like
For 81
should be
days in a
losing
random
sleep
house where no one
to
else has
make
lived
sure that your
there,
chicken is flavorful. You go to a chicken
there's
place
no
and
way he has hot water.
the skin comes
I
off the
refuse.
chicken, all the flavors on top, it's in the skin. And then like the chicken itself is just like bland.
I think a Nestor is gonna break in soon.
No. What are you doing? I do miss restaurants. I miss people cooking for me. Glad I learned a few recipes. Got this at the supermarket.
Is it weird? Now this might just be me. I haven't seen him drink water. I know that's a complete like weird thing to kind of blur out,
Man,
but you know,
I'm lonely tonight.
apocalypse, etc.
Particularly lonely. Just sort of missing some camaraderie, I think. I tell you what I don't miss about people right now. It's feeling in debt to people.
Hmm.
You know, emotionally more than anything. You know, being predator to other people's unresolved issues. Feeling obligated to give my time. I always would put boundaries around my time. And sometimes I felt like I had to lie to people because people can be really selfish with your time. If they thought that they could get more from you, they take it, you know? That's what I always hated about having a job. There was always this sense that when you work for someone,
I heard something.
they expect you to they expect to squeeze every bit of time they can out of you because they're paying you, and they're not going to pay you for nothing.
This is a real conversation.
You know, there are
Holy
people
hell.
who believe that because they're giving you money, the money that they know you need to live, they can take advantage of you. They assume that if you need the job, you'll do whatever they ask, no matter how stupid or pointless it is, because after all, they're paying you. You know?
This is so well done.
I don't miss
This
that.
piece of dialogue specifically.
Money created this like really sick relationship with other people. Once someone gives you money, it becomes a trap and it's really hard to escape. You know, I used to hate having a boss breathe down my neck. Ugh. I'd work an 8-hour shift, and honestly, I'd probably only worked 2 of those hours. The rest of the time, I just walk around with my clipboard, pretending to be busy. I'd move quickly, you know, like I had somewhere important to be, just to look productive. That's what a boss likes to see. Motion. They want to see you doing something, even when the real work only took like 2 hours, you know. You know, if they catch you sitting, they get pissed. Even if there's nothing left to do, you know. So I'd fake it. I'd walk around.
I am definitely
look
hearing
busy,
something outside, by the
you
way.
know, make them feel like they're
I'm trying to
getting
stay
their money's
silent so we
worth,
can all
but
kind of listen to what he's saying.
they weren't.
Because I'm really engaged, but like still, I'm definitely hearing stuff outside. I'm hearing little like cackles.
It's like they'd rather see you miserable and in motion than calm and at ease. Makes no sense. It's like they need to see struggle to feel justified in paying you. So, I pretended. Because if I didn't, I'd get shit for it, you know? And life is already hard enough, you know? You don't need someone coming down on you for being efficient, you know? Yeah, I know. If I said that to an employer or a business owner, they probably think I'm the worst type of employee. But, I mean, come on, man. Do you expect me to care about selling bullshit plastic products while I'm spending my finite time being here? Yeah. Now, I know it wasn't my boss, you know, personally. But it was what he represented, you know.
I'm
It was the
hearing like
whole
a
system.
tap. Every now and again, there's like a
Built
little
so, like,
tap of something.
Rich people could get richer,
And I feel like
everybody
because of how
else
engaged in this conversation is,
sort of wastes their
your
time.
brain might end up turning those taps off,
and maybe if I wasn't
which is a very
forced
smart
to
move
make money,
in terms
I'd
of
have
dialogue.
time to foster the skills that truly make an impact. But
No, there's a cackle, but there's also like a metallic,
that
like
isn't
like a ting.
realistic, though. So as much as I miss my
There, it was
family,
just there. I'll just replay just in case people don't know what I'm talking about. Just there. Dung. Just wait.
as much as I miss
There.
my family, they kept asking me to get a cell phone. I remember thinking to myself, like, no, I'm not doing that, you know? Because once they knew I had a phone, I'd be available to them all the time. And I don't want to be available to people all the time.
This is so cool.
Sometimes I'd even lie. I'd say, you know, I'm going to be out when I was actually going to be home, just so I had an excuse not to answer. And, you know, maybe that's selfish. Maybe I just, you know, didn't want to talk. Maybe I just wanted to be left alone. Getting a cell phone felt like it was inviting people into my life on demand, and I didn't want that. Just like, it's not natural for people to have that kind of access to another person. I don't know, that's at least what I
Water
think.
hitting the sink,
And
that
I
could
know
make sense.
it probably comes from an inability to disappoint people. Some would say, why don't you just say no if they ask, but I don't know, sometimes no doesn't feel like a complete sentence. If I said I wasn't available, they want a reason. And maybe the reason is I just, like, I don't want to talk right now, you know? Or I was planning to watch a movie. You know, it sounds small, but it wasn't to me.
This is such a real conversation
Maybe that's what I needed.
about loneliness and stuff.
Yeah. Feels like modern day communication was the thief of life.
This is
And after a
so
long day, sometimes all I
relevant
wanted to do to unwind
to today
was
as
just,
well, by the way.
relax.
Crazily relevant.
Just relax. But,
But, like,
saying I need
this
to
is
relax
incredible.
never felt like a good enough reason
So good.
to fall short of somebody else's expectations. You know, even though it should have been. So I didn't ask for it, I just took it.
Hello, Mr. Gravestone.
And if I had to lie to protect that time, I did.
Welcome
Because
to
I
the stream,
shouldn't
dude.
have
I
to
appreciate you popping in.
justify wanting peace. And I know
Dude,
that's avoidant.
this is an incredible series.
Maybe that was
The
life
story this
challenging
is
me to
around
grow,
is
but
just
sometimes I just don't
outrageously good.
want to grow. Sometimes I just want to rest. Defeats the purpose of relaxing if I have to grow while doing it. You know, sometimes
I knew
I wanna
this
say
wouldn't be
no
a
to the
series about the
challenge.
Nestors being the
put
threat.
a boundary around life itself, which
It's
sounds
about
arrogant
himself being
'cause
a
it's
threat to
impossible.
himself.
You know, and maybe it's a mirror showing me something about myself that, you know, I don't want to see. My unhealthy desire to numb, my avoidance. Maybe it's showing me something deeper. I don't know.
His acting is very good, by the way. Complete side note.
Maybe the truth is I really was afraid I was incapable of connecting with other people the way I wanted to.
I thought that was the actual video glitching, but it's just my connection. Weirdly. I thought the video was starting to glitch for a second.
That I would never feel close to my family and my friends, not the way I wanted to. At least, you know, and maybe that's why I kept telling myself that people only want to use my time, because it's easier to believe that
Dude, this is so
than
good.
to imagine that
I
they
wonder if
actually
this
wanted
dialogue
to
is written or
spend
not.
time with me.
Because this is
Get to know
scarily
me.
real.
Yeah.
Like, this is very, very well written.
You know, some days this self-hatred really runs so deep, and I still can't picture people actually wanting to talk to me.
I
just to
definitely have a
talk to me.
theory about the Nesters right now.
It's safer to believe that
About this all
everybody
being in his own
is a
head type of thing.
time-sucking vampire than to actually risk rejection.
Time-sucking vampire. Interesting.
You know, I don't know when I became so guarded. I never really felt safe around other people. You know, if something bad happened.
It is gonna be this.
I never felt safe enough to share the pain with someone else, so I faced
Yeah.
it alone.
The Nesters. What if the Nesters aren't
And
actually
with nowhere to let it out.
monsters? This is what I
Built
mean
up
by in
over
his own
years
head.
and years until it got so deep. I couldn't tell
This
you where it
isolation. Like,
began,
he's in a world where
or
maybe
how
there
to
is
talk
people.
about it, you know?
The Nesters are people.
People would
Dude,
ask
that
me,
could be
"What's
such a
wrong?"
good
And I'd just
explanation.
say,
I might have to properly go into that.
I don't know.
That's definitely a theory that already exists. By the way, like that's 100% a
And I
theory
used
that
to tell
already
myself
exists.
that when the pain gets great,
But like,
when it gets great enough, I'll share.
yeah,
I didn't want to bother anybody. Just felt like, you know, it's not bad enough yet to burden others yet. And then one day, my brother died. And I still couldn't share the pain. That excuse to keep putting it off, it's bottomless. It won't end until I make a beginning. And that loneliness, it just breeds anger, blame, bitterness.
what if the title of the
I could've
Nesters
given
found me
anything to let that go.
is actually
I
just
just didn't know
to do with the
how.
loneliness? Like, the loneliness has officially found him.
So when I'm alone, I don't have to face any of that, you know? I'm not disturbed.
Like, he's facing this loneliness and he's expressing himself. Because he literally just said he doesn't express
So
himself,
anyway,
but
I
he's
have my
expressing himself to the
affirmation that I tell
camera right
myself
now.
every day,
So what if the title of the
preparing me
Nesters
for when
found
I see
him
other people
is
again.
actually,
And it goes like this.
you know?
I am likable and I attract genuine connection. So, I say that to myself every day. Pretty good, right? But when people enter the picture, everything surfaces. Resentment, worry, doubt, fear. Giving my time forced me to confront all of that. And it pushes me to speak up when staying quiet would just feel so much more comfortable and safer.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm protective of my time. Not a good that's doing me now. And it's really because anything that wants to take it also stirs up everything that I'm still trying to keep buried. Anyway, that's it. Alright.
I think I might have been right with it being all in his head.
Hit the hay.
I think I might have been right.
Oh, it's been a
I mean, I
long
might be
day.
wrong, but
That was a tasty meal.
this all being in his head,
Chin-chins.
it makes sense.
Oh. Alright. See you in the morning.
Okay. I think something's about to happen. Maybe the nesters aren't just in his head. Maybe they are just real monsters that want to tear you apart.
What am I seeing right now? That's fire. That's definitely fire.
Oh my god. Huh. That was cool. So how the video ends. Yeah. I definitely did hear breathing then in the last episode. Because there's ambience going on at these blue screens. I heard breathing on the blue screen, so there's definitely something. There's definitely something. Alright, there's still 2 more episodes. Okay, so there's like another 37 minutes left. Oh my god, I love that. I love this. Maybe the series builds off the fact that a lot of people who go out a lot in nature on long trips at a time is doing it to escape reality. I can see that. I mean, yeah, I feel that there's not exactly ever going to be an explanation for why the world is empty. I feel this like is more mental, I guess. Escape. Well, that's a interesting first frame for the next episode, but like I don't want to get better. They found me type of thing. I feel like it's definitely like loneliness, I suppose. It's like a metaphor maybe. I mean, or it could be really straightforward and like there is this a guy in this apocalypse and there's monsters and stuff. But the whole thing in nature, I don't exactly see that. I mean, it's just like I think it's just because he's walking around in the woods. Maybe I guess is that explanation. But I feel that it's more like he's just in the woods because he has to get certain paths. He has to go through certain areas, and he has to walk everywhere. I don't. The cars. I feel like they'd attract too much attention, or the cars are like non-functional, stuff like that. I don't think it's anything to do with like escaping reality, because to me it's like it could be an alternate reality, but I don't think this is a sort of thing of like people going out on walks to escape reality, even though it's like people do that. I mean, I've done that multiple times. I think it's just more loneliness rather than escaping reality per se. This is actually a really short episode, so it's only 7 minutes, so this could fly. But yeah, the pacing of these episodes has been fantastic so far. So let's get straight into the new one. I don't want to get better. Found footage on the corner. What is that thing?
I decided to come up north last night.
That looked human. Weirdly enough.
Just to get away. I actually found this place a while back, traveling from the city to Big House. Thinking about my
okay,
recovery
we're back up
today.
in this area. Okay.
My recovery from bad habits, trauma, the grief. Just never feels
Trauma
like I'm
and
doing
grief
enough
is
in my own
interesting.
recovery. Especially now than my current circumstances where I feel such a lack of security that I don't have time to spend addressing anything that's going on inside. And now with the mirror of the other people gone, I don't know. I used to see people judging my habits and I'd feel this pressure. You know, I gotta change something, but I can't.
This is getting more into like
I don't want to.
a psychological drama.
It's true, I don't want to.
times.
I wondered if anybody else felt that way ever. Like,
It feels real though.
you're addicted to something. I know it's hurting me and likely other people, but truthfully, I just don't want to stop. To say that I don't want to stop, it's terrifying, you know? To say that to another person is terrifying because it doesn't feel acceptable to
Yeah.
say.
The Nesters were
You know,
never
the
the
truth
scary part
is,
of this story. To
I'm
us,
in pain.
to us, the Nesters
It's
are
not
scary,
getting
of course.
better.
But like the overall
And I
arc
don't
of
wanna
this
work on
story
it.
is supposed to be like, yeah, the physical stuff is actually nowhere near as harmful
But it's the truth.
as
and
the
the
mental.
truth is the
because
truth.
I know I'm interrupting while
don't
he's
wanna
talking, but
stop.
when you actually understand that here, he's actually comfortable with the Nesters. He can manage them.
I
Like,
needed someone who could,
could
hear me
see
say that, but
he's going to
I can
bed.
never
He's just
muster
setting
the
up traps.
courage
He's chilled. He's just like, okay,
because
I can
to
deal with them.
admit that I don't
But as soon
wanna
as it
stop
gets to something
that it's
mentally,
hurting me.
You can see he's vulnerable. You can see it in his eyes. He's sitting there
It opens
vulnerable.
me up for what I fear the most.
And he's way more scared of that than
Being
the Nesters.
abandoned.
And it's such a smart way of doing it.
You know, it opens the door for somebody to finally say, "You're right. You're not worth it if you don't behave."
This is so awesome, dude.
But what is behaving anyway? You know, not inconveniencing you, not inconveniencing other people. I mean, this is me. Now, I mean, you can argue that in the face of addiction that it's not you technically, but the fear that drives me to it is part of me, whether that fear is real or made up.
The dialogue in this is excellent, though. That's one thing that's very good about this.
It's
is the
insane
dialogue.
how I
I
contorted
think that's
myself,
by
I
far
twist
the most,
myself into an
like,
acceptable version of myself for other people, everyone else.
It's definitely the
And
most
who
intriguing
makes
factor
these
of like how
ideas?
real the dialogue is in this,
These
in this story
expectations
so far.
that were judged by Hollywood, religion, or just general
I feel it is
societal
leaning way more away
fear
from horror,
of
though.
repeating
Like
history.
in
I
terms
don't know.
of,
I don't know.
I guess, the area. I don't know. It's getting into a
Of
story
course,
about
there
loneliness.
are bad things out there. Objectively,
Excuse me,
I can't
yawn.
imagine anyone
Excuse me.
agreeing with intentionally or overpowering someone or treating someone less than human. I don't. But then I think about the things that we call bad but aren't. I mean, I don't think death, a natural disaster, fit that category. Death isn't bad, it's just unknown. It's just scary. A natural disaster is
I do
just
feel like we haven't learned
Earth
much about
doing
the
it's
Nesters,
thing.
though.
It's not acting.
Am I the only
with
person who
bad
thinks that?
intentions.
I mean, I
Just
know he
is
doesn't know
what it
much
is.
either, but I hope we learn a bit more.
Anyway, all this makes me think of who I molded myself to be for other humans. Also that, God forbid, I wouldn't be abandoned and left for dead.
Abandoned and Left 4 Dead's a
Look at me
weird way of
now.
putting it.
I mean, it happened anyway.
Abandoned, like, did he just wake up one morning and everyone was gone?
I'm not so sure it matters anymore.
Is that what I'm supposed to be getting at?
I mean, I don't have to be anything anymore. I don't have to be a man, whatever that means. I can cry anytime, anywhere. I can be afraid without the worry of what it says about me.
I mean, yeah, like we don't need an explanation of exactly what they
Makes
are. I
me
just want to
wonder why I
learn
didn't
more
allow
about them.
myself to do earlier.
Like, how dangerous actually are there? Like, Because if he's able to survive them continuously, I mean, with one being in their house, and one he called them as a Mr. White.
Makes me
Was that
wonder
he
why I
called
didn't
him?
just maybe pretend like
You know,
people were gone all along.
where he doesn't exactly know if they're friendly or not. So
But
what
then
if?
again, how can I learn to
What if there's a lot
accept
more
these
to learn
things if
about
no
them?
one
What
is
if they're
around
not
to
just
witness
monsters?
it?
You
How
know.
can I be accepted for it and
But
prove
as
the
of
fear
right now, on
wrong
the surface of what we're seeing, they just
if
seem like
there's no one
monsters. But there
there?
could be something way more interesting that if we get little hints of what they are, you could have
guess
way more interpretation for it.
Just have to learn to accept
There's a
it for
difference
myself.
between something being vague and leaving it to audience interpretation. There's a difference, and right
Anyway,
now it's more just
we got a
vague.
nester. 2 o'clock, so
Okay, well, they might be answering
I'm
my
gonna
question
get
right
outta
now.
here before it catches me.
Oh, it is a nester. Okay. There is stuff going on in these blue screens. Yep, there's stuff going on. Okay. Right, this is the last episode. This is I Turned My House into a Weapon. I also don't think these are chronological. I don't think these are chronological. I know the thing says the chronological record. But is it? Because all of a sudden we're here, and then in this episode, or in one of these episodes, we were in that area. I don't think they're chronological exactly. I think there's areas that are and aren't. Anyway, this is the last episode about the series. This is the final one. I turned my house into a weapon, and we're of course back into this area. Maybe this is after the fire with one of the nesters at the end of the other episode. But yeah, I feel like we need to learn like a tiny bit more about the nesters, because one of them was on fire, but didn't seem to die exactly. I mean, we might get that answer now. But yeah, I again, as I was saying earlier, there's a massive difference between something being vague and then something up for interpretation. Like for example, if you're seeing a creature, like for example the mimic, oh, it mimics people and it eats them. It's like, okay, well that's pretty straightforward and definitive. So you know there's not exactly much more to learn about that character. And then if you have like a nester, for example, we know that first of all they nest and like they sleep in this kind of cocoon type area, or like a hammock or whatever it was, kind of something like The Last of Us with the fungus. And also they have a static about them, but what they actually are is something interesting. Like, are they human? I mean, they look human as they said, but are they just like a zombie type character? Are they something more? Are they, again, the whole Mr. White character, is that just something that there's a bit of humanity left in them? Like, there's still interpretation there, of course, but it's not definitive in a way where you can kind of come up with a valid theory, you know what I mean? I feel like that is something that could be interesting. I don't know. But, like, I mean, after this, we're going straight into a Backrooms game for I mean, how long have we been live? I think we've been live for a little while. Like, I would say pretty much near enough 2 hours. And so I want to get, like, a half an hour of this Backrooms game in, because it just seems cool. But I feel like there's something more from these that could be interesting. But this is a half an hour long. This is the final episode. I turned my house into a weapon. Let's get straight into this. I'm intrigued. Is this after the burning of that one?
I don't know.
No?
Since I've seen another human being. I was attacked by a nester today. I was out on the northern end of the state when I wasn't paying enough attention to my surroundings, and I ran into a nester. They tried to maul me, and it ripped my shirt. Luckily, it didn't draw any blood. So
they're huge threats then.
Quickly regroup and get cleaning supplies.
They're fast as well. Okay,
I headed for
thank you
market.
for giving us some more. They're
Luckily,
fast. Okay, noted.
I had prepared earlier in the day, reinforcing traps and baking cookies.
Cool.
So when I got back after the attack, I could relax and recover while the traps did their job. But something followed me back. Come right this way.
He's literally home aloneing it. Home aloneing it. Something to check out. I probably won't be watching any more series, by the way.
I woke up early. It was a quiet morning.
For example,
so I
I'm not
brewed
going to
some
be watching a
coffee
whole
and prepped some
series after
cookies.
this. I'm watching this and then playing a backrooms game, so I won't be watching like any long form,
All right, I
for
got
example,
a
just because there
pot
wouldn't
of
be enough
coffee
time to watch it
brewing.
all,
Got a fresh cup right here.
unfortunately.
I'm gonna prep some cookies for tonight because I'm going to the northern side of the state later
That's
today,
cool,
and
like the basketball
it's a
nets on
trek,
each branch.
and I just want something sweet for when I get home. So I'm gonna prep here. It's a super easy recipe. It's 3 ingredients, and it's absolutely delicious. I think that'll be really nice for when I get home later tonight. So the ingredients are peanut butter, sugar, and eggs. Like I said, very simple. So we're gonna do 1 cup of peanut butter.
I love me some peanut butter, dude. Peanut butter cookies slap. They're so good, man.
Next, sugar. In goes the sugar.
It's a lot of sugar. Oh my
Finally,
god.
1 egg.
That is a lot of sugar. Holy.
Can't believe how simple this recipe is, seriously.
That was a crazy amount of sugar.
1 sec.
Oh?
Okay, everything's all good. Just a Nestor. Nestor at the door, but he moved on. And this is kind of like the consistency we're getting. So, next we
There's
have
a
to
big
roll them into
emphasis
balls
on
and
cooking
put them
in
on a
this series,
baking
isn't
sheet,
there?
A little bit of parchment
There's a
paper.
big emphasis. I mean, the grilled cheese,
Roll them in the
the
balls, just like
cookies
that.
here, the
Okay.
Parmesan. There's a big emphasis on
Perfect.
that, right?
I'm gonna try some of this batter. All right, come on. So now next what I want to do is I'm going to flatten them into cookies and give them just kind of a cute little design.
I
with
retract
this
my statement from earlier.
fork. So
Wait,
I
what?
like to do a little crisscross design.
What did you say earlier?
It's actually a little bit easier if you smush them down first with your hands and then put the design on. Again,
This guy
the
should make cooking
design
videos.
is
Honestly,
optional.
valid, dude.
I just, I got nothing going on, so these are ready to go and be cooled down. And later tonight, I'm going to bake them.
After prepping the cookies, I made my way north. I had seen on my map there was a clearing with various structures, some type of facility, and I wanted to see what it was.
What if imagine it's like the Truman Show. Could you imagine like he's just like in an area where, dude, they look so cool though. Where like they're like people are just watching him or something. I don't know. About needing to know about, yeah, exactly. We need to know some things. The facility.
All right, we're
okay.
here at this strange facility, so I'm just gonna
That looks
wander
cool.
around and see if there's anything here. I found this strange sculpture. I'm gonna continue to walk the grounds. Yeah, it's a cold day today. I'm looking forward to a warm fire tonight. This one right here.
What? They are such cool landmarks, dude.
What is that?
That is one thing about the series. The actual location of everything is really, really cool. Of like the different monuments, the different like emptiness of everywhere. Like
This is
very
a really
cool.
interesting figure here. This looks like some sort of like a colonial building that's melting. For
that is
the last
awesome looking.
couple
Oh my
weeks I've
god.
been squatting in this house. It's got, running water. Has
Do
a
you know what I have noticed though? Like, okay, did he not say that that was his house, like his childhood home? But every time he mentions this, it's like, oh, I've been squatting in this house. He never says like, oh, I've been squatting in my home. I don't know. This is something I've been noticing every time he mentions the house. Like he never says, "Oh, I've been squatting in my childhood home." He always says, "I've been squatting in
Running
this house."
stove. It has
You know?
electricity, although I'm not really supposed to turn it on at this time. Wandering around the cities and the towns
You know what I mean? It's
that are now vacant.
interesting.
I found a mall. Wasn't really anything there. I found some sort of an underground corridor. That was pretty cool.
Now, what is this? That's very
These
uncanny.
books. Darkest Hours. I should probably rewrite that book myself. Whoop. Hello. I'm gonna keep walking.
This is so interesting.
Oh boy, I tell you what, I'm feeling a little bit lonely today. You find a weird place like this, but you don't have anybody to kind of, share it with. I really miss laughing. I laugh to myself a lot these days, but I miss the camaraderie of laughing with another person. I gotta admit, I used to have some pretty elaborate jokes. I remember as a joke, I changed my name to my father's name, Gail, and I started to dress like him and wear his glasses and stuff like that, and it was funny. I mean, I think he started to get really upset when I started to wear his pajamas and sleep in his bed, and, make copies of his social security card. Then it got he didn't really think that was funny. Look at this.
That's very weird. That's a very massive change of character in that
Gonna
sentence.
take a load off for a minute here.
By the way,
Seems like as good a place to sit as any.
that's like a
It's hash
complete
browns.
change of characteristic.
Which sounds pretty good right about now.
Hmm.
And they're very crunchy, very filling, well seasoned. I can't remember the exact brand. A lot of the supermarkets in this area still have running power, which is pretty cool. Hopefully the generator's still working at this particular grocery store. Keeps it running, which is nice. I'm feeling a bit jumpy today because I don't know, I've been noticing a lot of folks out in the woods lately.
That's so
outside,
creepy.
at least out back of where I'm staying right now. They haven't really paid me any attention except for one incident. Actually, I had to burn one of these figures that was out in the back
There's
of
the.
the house. Wow, it really opened
So it is
up
after
here.
that. Okay, so I'm assuming that one's
Yeah.
dead anyway.
Wow.
These things are interesting.
I gotta say, I feel a little bit better being out in this open space than in the closed off woods. Is this like a home that was almost built? Got these little stools here.
So interesting, dude.
God, I should have brought gloves. Really not fall time anymore. I mean, it's not like early fall. I wish I kept like a calendar of days. I don't really know exactly what month it is. I'm gonna guess it could honestly be mid-December for all I know. All right, let's keep moving.
Interesting. That looks like a face on top. Almost. Now, he did say he gets attacked up north by a nester. So maybe we'll get to see that attack, possibly. And it did show us, like, the photo and video of the guy running
a
at him, so
lookout.
maybe we'll get that attack at the end of this video.
Oh, it goes to here.
Super
I can see the
liminal,
radio
dude.
tower from here. And that's about a mile south of my house. So my house is just over those hills. I can't wait to get back. I really need to start a fire. It's freezing. Goodbye, little sculpture, statue. Look out.
So cool. Yeah, we're definitely getting that attack because we're getting little moments like
Alright,
these
this is our
shots
next
here appeared
bizarre sort of structure we
previously.
have here.
You know?
Excuse me.
But like, yeah, these are really cool. You had a membership? Oh, that's awesome. Did I really appreciate
This is definitely
that?
one
Thank
of the
you so
stranger
much.
structures that I found at this facility. Cool. I'm coming down.
Imagine you just no-clipped.
Come.
Weird. Yeah, we're definitely seeing that attack. I mean, I literally made a comment about how cool these were.
Let it rain. Oh God, I stink. This was a much needed fun experience. You know, things have been a little tight, a little serious lately. You know, I've been feeling a bit spooked out by some of what's been going on around my house, you know. A lot of times it feels like, you know, you're pushed out of a place, and I've been starting to get that feeling a little bit more and more lately. It's getting dark, so I do need to get home because I don't want to be out after dark. Things don't get better after dark.
Once
Okay.
again, I mismanaged my time.
Yep.
As if I'm looking to find pain. I could feel it on my skin,
There it is.
and that's when it struck. There
Oh
was
my
something
god.
different about this Nestor, though. I kept thinking I lost him, and then I'd see him again. Usually they forget quickly, but
Dude.
not this one.
That is horrifying looking.
I was able to gain some distance between me and it. Luckily, it had a very distinct sound, so I could track its distance from me on my CB radio.
That one's
Next,
creepy, dude.
I had to get some cleaning supplies to wash off the dirt from the attack and calm my nerves.
That Target? It is Target.
Alright, I gotta be quick about this.
How did you find an empty Target? Any Pokemon in there? Nah, it's Target. There's never any Pokemon, let's be honest. The scalpers get them all.
Alright, let's see. A gentle milky toner that soothes and hydrates the skin, or a soft calming formula that nourishes and balances the skin.
That attack was so cool. I love how the attacks don't show much, but like you get the vibe. Like those like kind of like
Brightening
vibes
serum
like
that
you not
boosts glow
knowing.
and evens your skin tone,
exactly
or
what's
a
going
silky
on.
serum with blueberry
Very cool.
extract to nourish the skin. Sure enough, the
There he
Nestor
is.
followed me home. I figured if he was going to keep following me, I might as well lead him home into one of my traps. I'd recently updated them, and I was excited to hopefully see them work. Now, I'm not a firearm guy. I've never really owned a gun or even held a weapon. But I had recently come across an ammunition store, and I felt my circumstances warranted it.
That's so cool, dude. Damn, it's a lot of guns. That Magnum, though? Damn. That looks so cool.
It felt great, being fully stocked up. I felt
What?
safe. And with my arsenal, I was able to rig a fully automated frontline shooting system that I could control from the comfort of my home. But
That's
in order
insane.
to do that, I needed to run to a hardware store to get parts and supplies. I rigged the system using PVC pipe, mechanical swivel.
Okay, this is one of the cooler scenes we've gotten.
Connected to a small control box that lets me manually operate and automate the weapons from my home. All a nester needs to do is walk in front of the infrared center and boom. As soon as I got home, I rigged it. The next trap I'm particularly excited about because it's simple yet effective. I call it the mirror trap. The
Okay.
nesters towards the middle of the state are a bit more brain dead and mostly blind, unless of course an object is within a few feet of them. I learned that mirror reflections can really confuse these nesters. So I set up a series of mirrors on the front and the back lawn. If any nester catches its own reflection in one of the mirrors, it'll likely attack it. They usually get cut up and bleed out. Like I said, simple. Third and final trap throws them off my scent. I call it the sound mat. I rigged a pressure mat outside my front door and connected it to a loudspeaker a few yards from my house. If a nester steps on the mat, it triggers an alarm. The sound draws them away from the house and towards the speaker. I've also left a bunch of brand new shirts soaked in lake water underneath the speaker. The idea is to confuse the scent and keep them focused on the speaker until they hopefully forget me. With the trap set, I felt safe enough to let my guard down. While I waited for the cookies to bake, it took some time to clean myself up.
Dude, the traps and stuff are so interesting, man. I would kill to see this like with a higher budget. Do you imagine how cool this would be if it was actually like proper, like how like well not it's already cool, but like could you imagine like properly seeing like a bunch of nesters just getting taken down? That'd be so cool.
I always need to take like so much shampoo. My hair is so long. I gotta cut it myself soon. Honest conditioner. I haven't conditioned in so long, honestly.
There's really good comedic
really
elements
felt
in
the
this
need
series
to
as well, by
condition.
the way.
It's
It's like the little subtle like
it's just nice. Doesn't always have
normalities
to be
and
attached to somebody else
jokes and like little
touching
looks
your
at
hair
the
or
camera.
I used to
There's a
love,
lot
like,
of
going to,
little
like,
things
a
in here that make it really
hair
good.
salon or someplace where like somebody cuts your hair and they like wash your hair and scrub your head. Gentle facial cleanser. I really like maximizing my time. So while my conditioner is working,
Having hot water though is still
look on
confusing
the
me.
face.
I'll be honest. Because the water did steam. Example A. Having hot
I got
water
this,
is
bubble
definitely
bath
intriguing
stuff.
though.
So I'm gonna
I'll
put
be
this in.
honest.
I don't know how much to
It's
put
kind of
in.
throwing me a little bit. How would they have hot water?
More bubbles ain't bad. So
I mean, generators and boilers, I guess. I don't really know how boilers and stuff work. So I'm just saying, like off the top of my head, I'm like, oh, you know.
got a bath bomb too.
I'm just saying, I don't know about like the ins and outs of how all them work, but I'm just saying apocalyptic reasons, like
Nice. That bath
That's
bomb's
all.
tickling me at the bottom of the tub.
just something to think about. But please, if I'm just not knowledgeable enough about like boilers and stuff,
Okay,
please let
okay,
me
my
know. If
tea.
I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm just curious to how he would still have hot water in these situations.
To just wash all the dirt from the day off. Got some things here that I'm excited to try. So I'm gonna try this. This is a face mask. H2O.
The window
activated
would be pretty
charcoal
cool, right? If
juice.
something was just in the window the whole time,
Deep detox.
that would
God,
be
do
pretty
I
cool.
need
Like
it.
something like just up here.
Oh, that's like. Alright, well, here goes. Next, I have these cucumbers. Now
I don't like the way the camera zooms out the odd
in
time.
for 4, hold.
I don't really like
Out
it.
for 6. Here I go.
I love how we're just watching someone do something completely
Scrubbing
normal.
my fingernails, still a lot of dirt in them.
Oh, been there, twin. You should have seen me when I was playing
15.
Brian Stells, dude. My nails were
This
so
mask is
dirty for
now
weeks on end.
home to all of my toxins. I'm gonna try these hydrogel eye pads. Patented 5-day hydration complex. So I mean, it keeps my eyes hydrated for 5 days. I don't even want to know what goes into making that possible. I feel very odd. That Nestor attack today was scary.
This feels real, dude. The realism in
The
this is
weird thing
nuts.
was I knew it was coming. You can almost always feel a Nestor nearby by the way the air changes.
Still no explanation about that thing in the basement, by the way. Just
The
a
air will
complete
brush
heads
my
up.
skin like warm
Something that
Velcro
showed up in
and
the very end of the first episode, still not explained. Well, not that
my
it needs to be
body
explained, but
tingles like a dose
you know,
of
brought back.
Novocaine wearing off.
you know, it's something interesting to think about. Also, if he's so safe in this home, what causes him to go up to that mountainous area?
I've made the mistake of ignoring that feeling in
But
the
then again, of
past,
course, timeline-wise, I
and
need to make sure
it's
I'm not
almost got
messing
me
up
killed every
anything
time.
continuity-wise. But there has to something has to happen
I
in
think
terms of him leaving this
part
house.
of me wants to pretend that things are normal, and that feeling, it is anything but. But training myself to notice the feeling of presence, it's the first line of defense. It's maybe one of the most important survival tactics to hone. Anyway, I've been in this bath a little too long and I'm turning into a prune, so it's been way more than 15 minutes since these flapjacks have been on, so I'm gonna get out. Before I do, I can't believe I forgot to do this.
He even has a jacuzzi.
So, I've got all my fun little lotions and potions over here that I'm looking forward to trying. First, I'm gonna start shaving my neck.
Are we just gonna watch him shave? Is that what we're gonna do for like the next 20 minutes? Just watch him shave?
I'm gonna put on some of this. This is a hydrating face
For
serum.
next what was it, 6 minutes? Yeah.
Learning to notice Nestor's presence, by the way, is only useful with certain types. The
There's
ones
multiple
further south,
types. Nice.
they tend to give themselves away earlier. They're slow, though. Mostly blind, unless something's right in front of them. But once you cross their radius, they react fast and without hesitation. They're taller, stronger, but they don't rush you. That's the thing about them. Even when you feel their presence, it doesn't mean that they're coming closer. It usually means that they've already noticed you. Running doesn't help. Running only tells them who you are. Alright, next is
That's
this
such an interesting piece of notice about them.
moisturizer.
Some of them are tall, strong, but slow.
It's gonna feel
But they'll
really
notice
nice over
you.
the serum. Oh,
That's so interesting.
I can feel
They
my
feel
fingers
human. They sound like they're human.
Just drinking it up, going, thank you. I remember my mom when I was a kid, she used to make me water her flowers in the garden. She said if you listen really closely, you can hear them going, thank you. It used to kind of scare me. I was like really little when she told me that. It wasn't like a fun, cute thing, but as I got older, it was kind of funny. Eye cream. Oh, that feels really nice. My skin looks very dewy and vibrant.
Used to hate cutting my fingernails as a kid. For some reason, it always makes my fingernails feel really weird. Once you cut your fingernails and you like touch them, it's like they're like sensitive. I can never really put my finger on it and explain it to other kids. I used to describe when you like lay on your foot and it falls asleep. I used to describe it as it feels like my foot is full of sand. People are like, what? I'm like, yeah, it feels like
Dude,
my
we're
foot
just
is full of
watching like a
sand. And my
vlog
mom's
channel.
like, I don't know what to do about that.
You know what I mean? We're just watching a vlog channel in this apocalyptic nature. And it's so interesting because this is exactly what would happen. Like, people would like do this.
Now I'm gonna try this.
You know what I
sort of,
mean?
like hair oily,
Like,
textural.
we're watching,
thing.
and this probably goes
I was
on for a good
amazed
period
by
of
that
time.
Nestor's ability to stalk and follow me today. Even when
Okay,
I
here we go.
seemingly lost him, I couldn't believe how he kept finding me. Felt like it was watching to see what
Those
I'd
ones
do
are
next.
smart then, right? That means they're
I'm
smart.
certain he's on his way to me now. He's got to be out there.
And I don't know if it was the attack or just some are more capable than others and have different abilities in that way. But he was locked onto me.
That's so scary, dude. Can you imagine you're there in let's say a zombie apocalypse, and there was one really
go check on this
fast and
cookie.
strong one that
After I was
knew
finished,
where you
It
were.
was time to enjoy my cookies and do
Like
some hunting.
it was
baby, come
coming
on, baby,
for
come
you.
on,
Like
baby,
it was
I'm here.
100%
radio in the
trying
Reagan
to
White
get
House
you.
a ways back.
That would
Still
be
works.
horrifying. I
rigged
wouldn't be
it
able to
the
sleep, dude.
antenna on top of my house.
Imagine you just wake up and he's there
It
at the
seems
window.
counterintuitive, but it's been luring nesters towards my house into the traps. Yeah, I figured keeps the surrounding areas safer, less nesters for when I do need to go out and get supplies.
What's up, fuckers?
Hey out there, if you're looking for companionship, do I have a deal for you? I know just the place. There's a big house on top of a hill not too far. That one nester who was following me had a very distinct sound. So if I hear him, I'll know. Ah, you hear that alarm? You hear it? One was on my front doorstep.
That's
Not today,
horrifying.
Not today.
Imagine
Get
you
outta here.
hear it knowing that's on your doorstep.
There he is. That's it.
Oh, he's here.
That's him. That is him. Well, he's coming in clear. He's got to be right outside.
He didn't even make it past the frontline system.
That's crazy.
All in all,
That was
it was a
really
pretty
cool, though.
intense
That
day,
was very, very
but
cool.
very relaxing in the end. Anyway,
You have to give us something about what's in that basement. I'm sorry.
it's been a long day too.
I need to feel like
and I'm signing
the
off.
fact that every time this window or this door frame, sorry, has been in shot, it's been completely
bye.
dark,
Good night.
and it's been locked. Dude, there has to be something.
Archivist here. Thank you for watching this log.
Oh, I thought there was
We're
gonna be
continuing
something
to
else.
restore and piece together more footage as new material keeps surfacing. As this is a private investigation, I want to extend a special thanks to our patrons
I
who
thought there
helped
was gonna be
sustain
something
the
in
archive.
there.
And welcome to those who've recently joined. I do my best to shape a cohesive narrative
it.
from what's available, but much of what we uncover doesn't make it to YouTube. This is where the rest of the archive lives. If you'd like to support the work, access unreleased footage, and help decide which parts of the subject story are revealed next, you can find a link below. Stay
That's it.
vigilant.
That is all of the Glendale archives. Wow. What a cool series, dude. What a cool series. Genuinely, such a cool series. Honestly, like, the vibe of it all felt cool. It was something about it just felt like real. The way it was like explained, the way the guy acted. That's everything just for now, of course. Yes, of course, just for now. There's definitely more coming, and we'll be right on it. But that was really good. That was very, very good. I'll be honest, I really enjoyed that. Like, there was definitely some elements where it felt like it was dragging at some points, like it was a bit too slow, but that's going to happen. I mean, I said it with found footage. That's one of the biggest things, the most difficult things, should I say, is like keeping, retention. But I feel like for that one, in general, everything about the Nesters is so interesting, very intriguing, and the fact that there's multiple versions and like the different abilities, like it's scary. Like that sort of stuff is interesting, and also the fact that they can lock onto you, very scary, very cool, very interesting. But yeah, I would highly recommend checking that out for yourself. I'm gonna try to do like a full analysis video on it as well. I'll of course post the VOD of the reaction, but I think I'm gonna break that down. I think I'm intrigued enough to break that down, especially with the actual filmmaking, like impact of that, like the big liminal spaces. Of course, you know me with the backrooms. I love that. So definitely go support the Glendale Archives. I would highly recommend watching it all the way through for yourselves as well at home. But yeah, definitely go check it out. If you did enjoy this little reaction, I mean a little bit of a longer reaction, but thank you all so much for tuning in. I really hope you have enjoyed. If you did enjoy it and you like anything to do with horror on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button, like button, all sort of things down there. Hit all the buttons. I should check you in the next one. Of course, as always, have the most amazing day. Stay safe and peace. But yeah, that is all we have. I was gonna play a Backrooms game, but my brain is just shutting down. I'm extremely tired, so I think I'm gonna leave that stream for today. I think just in general, I'm gonna leave it for today, just because I'm so tired. I really appreciate everyone who came in tonight. It was a lot of fun. It's probably the longest stream in a while. I'm trying to get used to streaming a lot. If you are intrigued, though, I did also post a new video on my Pokemon channel. I love doing that Pokemon channel. I'm really enjoying that Pokemon channel. I'm really enjoying the content I make over there. I know it's nothing to do with horror or whatnot, but it's just a fun, hobby channel that I'm really enjoying. So if that interests you at all, definitely go check out my newest video over there on Cal's collection. Definitely go check that out. I'd really appreciate it. But that is all we have for tonight's stream. If you do want me to react to any other videos or any other series like that, do put it into the reactions tab of the Discord. That's where we have all the reactions and everything like that and all that good stuff. I'd highly recommend going to check that channel out on the Discord, because it's probably the easiest way for me to, watch all that stuff. But yeah, that's all we have for tonight. I really appreciate all the support. It's been a lot of fun on tonight, and I just hope you have all enjoyed the stream. And I shall check you on the next one. Of course, have the most amazing day. If you haven't already hit the subscribe button, I shall check you on the next one. As always, have the most amazing day. Stay safe.